Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm violinist Chen and welcome back to another YouTube video where today I'm going to be comparing two instruments of very contrasting value. One is a $69 violin and the other is a $10 million instrument. Isn't it crazy that as soon as something is more expensive, it becomes like a fancier word? Sir, it's not a violin, it's an instrument. So who are the contenders? Well, on one side, we have a violin made by Antonio Stradivari in 1735, which makes it almost 300 years old, and it is known as the Samazel. Samazel? Actually, I never studied French, so I'm so sorry if I'm butchering it. Stradivarius instruments are known to fetch super high prices at auction, oftentimes way over $10 million. In fact, back in 2011, the Nippon Music Foundation, which happens to own this instrument, sold one of their instruments called the Lady Blunt for almost $16 million to help raise funds for the earthquake disaster. I mean, that is crazy. Everything is crazy. In fact, they're so crazily priced that I dislike myself. We can't afford the instruments anymore. On the other side, we have a very affordable instrument. It's a $69, probably factory-made instrument made by Glary Violins, which also happens to sell other cheap instruments and accessories. In fact, $69 not only covers just the instrument itself, but also a bow, a shoulder rest, a fine tuner, a violin case, and a spare set of string. If we were to add up the total value and divide it amongst all the different accessories, that would mean that the violin would be worth far less than $69. In any case, are you ready to hear the difference of $999,931 is? Because I am. Let's do it. Now, in my previous video, we tested the sound on different difficulty levels, so we'll be doing that again, except this time we'll be comparing both violins. And there was a problem with the G string on the $69 violins. So I've since changed that one out to a fresh one. And I'll also be using the same bow to keep things as even as possible. So we'll be starting with the easy stuff and then slowly upping the level of difficulty. And in fact, you know what? It makes me think that if you can't hear the difference, it's probably because I'm worth $10 million. Yeah, even on the open strings, you can immediately tell difference that the Strad just has this resonance and clarity and also kind of like warmth to it. It's just very full. Yeah, this instrument just has a lot more complexity to it. And that's what usually ends up having the listener to listen more. You know, sometimes the sound on this violin is just a little bit thin or it's a little bit basic, and I'm trying to get more. I am really trying, but it's just not giving it to me. It's really weird because I'm trying to play in tune, but it's almost like the violin is fighting me a little bit in terms of intonation, not to mention the sound as well. Yeah, it definitely has this richness to it. It's like I'm trying very hard to maintain a good sound quality, but it just takes so much more effort to even come to, I guess, a passable sound quality. It's a little not clear. You know what it is I think that it's like just a clarity thing and the response. Like I mentioned this in the previous video, which was that this violin was just not made for the really advanced level stuff. So it just takes way too long before I've already played the next note and it's still trying to, make a sound on the previous note. So I think that's really what's happening here, which makes it so much more difficult to play. It's got something to do with like the resonance of the instrument. It's just not a very resonant instrument. So there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. The purpose of this video wasn't to say, hey, one violin is better than the other, or it wasn't to flex on the $69 violin from the Strad. It was actually just to show you that, hey, there's different things achievable from different priced instruments. And if your purpose is at the, let's say, beginner and intermediate level, then I think a $69 violin would be more than enough. However, if you're thinking of expanding and going into a higher tier, then yeah, you might have to upgrade your instrument. So it really depends on what you're using it for and what purpose. The first time I played on a Stradivarius, I remember feeling just absolutely in awe. It was just this incredible feeling. And yeah, it was, I don't know if it was a placebo effect. If you gave me another violin and told me it was a Strad, I think I would also suddenly perk up and play better. I think that is really important to consider. So how much of it is the instrument versus how much of it is you. This can be a pretty large gray area. So the more confidence you have, the better you're gonna sound. Anyway, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like. It really helps me in the end. It gives me capabilities to buy ice cream, which during these times of quarantine are very, very important. Anyway, see you in the next video. Bye. Yeah, I like this feeling. Do you think that's why they call us players?